All right, in this video, what I'm going to be doing is actually creating a calculator to predict what day Easter falls on in any given year. Forewarned, the algorithm or the instructions and how to actually do this calculations are pretty complicated. I take no credit for inventing this thing. I just know how to actually code it into Java, and I'll show you how it works. So I'm going to create a new Java application, and I'm going to call this thing Easter calculator. And I'll just make this a bit bigger. All right. So first, what I'm going to do is just clean up my comments. I don't really need any of those right now. And we'll start our code here. So to begin, I'm going to need some variables here. So what I'm going to do is make a comment here. It says A to M. This is going to be the quotients and remainders. So I'm going to use variables from A to M. So int A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, J, K, M, and then P. Okay, I'm also going to create variables for the month, the day, and then the year. Actually, I can just do this all in one line probably here. Just go like this: month, comma, day, comma, year. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do, ask the user for the year. So the idea here is the user is going to enter, let's say, the year 2025, and I should be able to determine what day Easter falls on in that year. Okay, so we could do this a couple different ways. We can use the scanner class to get our input. So let's do that first. So scanner input equals new scanner bracket system.in. Okay, and I've got to right click and fix my imports because I need the utility scanner to come in. Now what the scanner does when I do this is it allows me to get keyboard input very easily in Java. So once I've created this thing, now I can do something like this. So I can go system.out.print, please enter a year, colon, and I'm going to put a space. And I'm going to say year equals input dot next int. That should work. So just temporarily, I'm just going to actually print it out. You selected. Let's see here. I just want to see that it actually worked here. So if I enter year 2020, it should say I selected the year 2020. Let's make sure. (2020). I selected 2020. Perfect. So I'm actually going to get rid of this line. It was just temporary. I want to make sure that my input actually worked from the scanner. And I've got this integer called year, and it stores the year that I need. Okay. Now, we're going to do our calculations now. And the calculations are pretty complex. You're going to have to probably pause it and really take your time writing this code, just like I'm going to do here. And yeah, I'll just type it in and hopefully everything will work. So A equals year percent 19. What the percent does is that's the modulus function, aka remainder. So what it'll do is it'll take the year and divide it by 19, and then it'll figure out the remainder of that afterwards. So for example, if I went 13 mod 10, that would equal 3. Because 13 divided by 10 would be 1 with 3 remainders. So that's what this function does. It gives you the remainder here. Okay. So just explain what this symbol is here. I don't use it that often in my coding, but every once in a while it becomes very useful to have. And this is an example you need it. So the next thing is B equals year divided by 100. Then C equals year modulus or remainder 100. D is going to be B divided by 4. E is going to be B modulus 4, that's the remainder. F is going to equal, bracket, 8 plus B, close the bracket, divided by 25. G is going to equal, bracket, B minus F plus 1, divided by 3, outside the brackets. H equals, bracket, 19 times A plus B minus D minus G plus 15, modulus 30. I equals C divided by 4. K equals C remainder or modulus 4. J is going to be 32 plus 2 times E, plus 2 times I minus H minus K, remainder 7. Almost done here. M is going to equal A plus 11 times H plus 22 times J, all divided by 451. Okay, now we can start figuring out the month. So month is going to equal, bracket, H plus J minus 7 times M plus 114. H plus J minus 7 times M plus 114. Close the brackets, divided by 31. The P is going to equal H plus J minus 7 times M plus 114. 114. Remainder 31. And then the day is going to equal P plus 1. So we already got the year because I entered it with the keyboard. So really what I'm doing is calculating the month and the day. Okay. Now again, this set of instructions right here is very, very complicated. How they figured these out, I have zero idea. Some mathematician somewhere, created the instructions to calculate these days, and this is just a conversion of it into Java code. So don't ask me how they figured out what H and G and how they figured all this stuff out. Somebody much, much smarter than me figured that out. But if you follow these instructions, it should generate the day and the month that Easter falls on. So we're going to do one last thing. We're going to determine the month in a string format. So what I'm going to do is actually add in a string variable up here. I'm going to call it month str, just so I know it's month string, not month int. And we're going to use an if statement here. So we're going to say if the month, if it equals 3, then we're going to say month str equals March. So if the month is the third month, I want to say March, right? That's what equals means. It means is it equal to 3? And if it's not the 3, that has to be a 4, right? If it's a 4, then it has to be in April because Easter must be in March or April. You're only going to get 2 numbers for this. Month str is going to be April. And let's display the results. And we'll do a system out, println. Easter will fall on Sunday, comma. I'm going to attach in the month, str. So say like Sunday, April, whatever, something like that, right? So the month plus a space plus the day plus a comma plus the year. So it'll say something like Sunday, April, space 4, comma, 2020, something like that. So that is it. Let's actually run it and make sure this actually works. I'm going to use Google to test it out. I'll try a couple different years and hopefully it actually matches and we'd have no errors. Let's try, right now I'm writing it's the year 2020. Let's find out if it works for 2020. So it says it's Sunday, April the 12th, 2020. Let's find out. When is Easter 2020? April the 12th. Perfect. Let's try 2021. Sunday, April 4th. Let's try that one out. 2021, April the 4th. So it does work. And again, how the mathematicians figured this formula out, I have zero idea. It's way above my pay grade. But I do know how to write it in terms of Java code and to follow the instructions and get that going. So again, this is it's a bit complicated, the math here, but in reality, it's not that difficult. This little assignment just shows you how to input a number, like an integer, using the scanner class, and how to do some printing, and a little bit about if statements. So it's just sort of like a refresher, a small little exercise, and I thought it'd be useful to show you guys that, again, just some simple math in Java.